The Suns have lost their minds. They've lost it. We all know about the Knicks' interest in Kevin Durant, but the Suns are trying to fleece the Knicks in any Kevin Durant trade. Their asking price for KD starts with either Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. But before we get started, about 52% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. And now, let's get started. Suns shocking asking price for KD with the Knicks. The Suns will trade Kevin Durant this offseason. I know, shocking news, right? Everybody knows that the Suns are currently shopping KD around the league. However, this is the first time that we finally understand what the asking price for KD is in any trade, at least if you're the Knicks. And it's absolutely insane. Absurd. It's crazy. Shout out to NBA Insider with NBC Sports, Kurt Halen, for giving us this following information here. According to him, assuming the Giannis dream is just that, a dream, the Knicks would have interest in Kevin Durant. And shout out to Brian Windhorst of ESPN for giving us this following information as well, too. Like Shams, he agrees with him, and he also states Kevin Durant is expected to be traded in the coming weeks, and the Knicks are among the teams likely to pursue him. NBC Sports continues here by stating, is this a trade the Suns would want? Again, the easy Knicks trade for Durant involves Towns. They have similar salaries, although a third team would be brought in. But the well-connected John Gabadoro of Arizona Sports 98.7 says the Suns would want a trade to be based around one of the Knicks' wings, OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges. And for a Knicks team looking to add depth for next season, that could be complicated. But that would be the path in order for the Knicks to trade for Kevin Durant. Let me get this straight. I have to trade one of my best defenders, either in Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby, and then I have to add on to that deal by adding more players and potentially draft compensation on top of that. And my prize is an aging superstar who's 37 years old, missed 20 games last season for the Phoenix Suns, who struggled even though they had Kevin Durant. So you want the Knicks to essentially gut the team, give up one of their best defenders to try to get Kevin Durant on this roster, and people think that that's a good move? That's the right move to make? That is a terrible move. You do not trade for Kevin Durant at this stage of his career. Shout out to NBA Insider with Forbes, Evan Cedarty, for giving us this following information. Here are the updated odds from DraftKings on where Kevin Durant will play next season. As you can see, the Spurs and the Rockets top the list. But then in third place are the Knicks, the Timberwolves, and the Suns. And honestly, these odds, they change all the time. Yesterday, the Knicks were the favorites to trade for Kevin Durant. And now it's changed to the Spurs. Like I said, always changing. However, NBA Insider and Knicks Insider Ian Begley stated the following about the Knicks trading for Kevin Durant. I would be very surprised if he ended up here in New York. I looked into this quote a little bit further, and Begley broke down the following information for us. My intel all along has been, it's very unlikely to happen. I think at the end of the day, getting something to the finish line, I would be very surprised if he ended up here in New York for many different reasons. I would not put a ton of stock into anything you see on Durant and the Knicks at this point. So clearly, we're having some conflicting reports. Ian Begley suggests do not even think about KD joining the Knicks. And then you got ESPN Brian Windhorst indicating that the Knicks will target and attempt to trade for Kevin Durant in the upcoming weeks. At this point, it's who do you believe? Which report do you believe? In my opinion, and going with my gut here, I'm always going to go with the Knicks NBA insider, and that's going to be Ian Begley. Also, I don't think Leon Rose is going to gut this team, giving up OG or Mikal Bridges in order to get an aging superstar in Kevin Durant. So for all of these reasons, all of these factors, I'm going to side with Begley here, and I believe it. I don't think the Knicks are going to trade for KD, especially when you consider the cost. Why would they do that? Why would they gut the team in the process to trade for an aging superstar when Giannis could potentially be available? It does not make any sense at all for the Knicks to go out there and make this trade for Durant. And honestly, if you're asking me, I would rather the Knicks rerun this roster right back next year. Have the same roster, a different coach, and see what we can do next year with this team. I would rather do that than make a horrible trade for Kevin Durant. Why would I help the Phoenix Suns? By giving them a great defender, more depth, draft picks, and all I'm getting back is Kevin Durant. And I'm getting Kevin Durant back on a Knicks team that I just gutted. That doesn't make sense to me. This isn't 5 years ago. This isn't 7 years ago. This isn't 10 years ago. We're not talking about that KD. And I'm not trying to shade him or knock him. Of course, he's still a very good player. Of course, he can still contribute at a very high level. He can help a championship level team. The problem is, if you want that type of player, apparently you're going to have to gut your team in the process to get him. And right now, he is not worth gutting the team in order to get him. The only player worth doing that for is Giannis. And even then, maybe you don't even want to gut your team. You want to make sure the deal is as good as possible for both sides. And for New York, the best way possible is trying to swap Giannis for Cat straight up without having to give up too many other players. And if New York keeps their core players and just adds Giannis, the Knicks as a franchise, as a team, will be changed for years to come because that team, that roster already sounds unstoppable. But we have to get there first. And Leon Rose, being the leader, guiding this ship, leading us into the future, that is the person that I want in the front office making these decisions, making these moves. Everything Leon Rose has done up to this point has got this Knicks team here, all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. That means any moves that he's going to be making moving forward is not only going to help this Knicks team, but it's going to put us in a position to get exactly where we want to be, in the NBA Finals. You don't do that if you make a trade for KD. But maybe if you make another trade without gutting this team, maybe that's the right move. That's the right trade to take this Knicks team from contender to champion. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Phoenix Suns and their shocking asking price in any Kevin Durant trade if you're the Knicks? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.